I put it in the notes.
We're live.
Okay. All right. So I'm calling the meeting to order. It is 6:30 p.m. We have our guests today, Greg and Miss Jolene. Would you like to start?
Sure.
Yeah.
And first of all, let me say thank you to all of you for even considering this. And like I said to Perry today when we were texting back and forth, you know, if nothing comes from this, I still appreciate you very much listening to us. But we are in some dire straits right now. We're not going to close our doors. And my wife Ann, who I mentioned is the assistant head of nursing at Purdue, she was going to be here, but she's still in class. She wanted to let you all know that the so-called comments that Commissioner Murtaugh has made about us that he doesn't believe that the Loomises are putting money in, that comes from four, not one, not two, not three, but four people on the opioid settlement committee have told me what he said and have defended this. She wanted to come and tell you, you know, that yes, we have put a significant amount of money in out of our own money. And we didn't do it as a loan, or we didn't do it as a 501c3 grant where we could get a tax break. We did it as a zero interest loan. Because you either do the right thing or you don't.
Yeah.
So we were fortunate to have the build up, and I would encourage any of you to stop by. You're welcome anytime. You're welcome to sit in on with Jolene and I when we see patients and all that, and see the kind of clientele that we have. Occasionally I get called every name but white boy. So, but that's okay. I'm American Indian, so I can deal with that part of it. But and as I said to Monica, Jolene took a big risk by leaving a very secure job at the health department and come with me to start our practice. We look at this as our practice, and but you have to have passion in any business. So what I want to do is just, if there's, what we need right now is we need our rent paid. That's what we need. And included in this is a copy of our rent lease agreement. Okay, it's so you can see everything here signed. The first document is statistics that we had done, and in red down here are the 4 girls that we're seeing who are victims of human trafficking and sex slavery. And I only put this in because I don't know if you know Bob Riley, he's a very prestigious lawyer here in town. He had Loretta Rush come visit our office. She's the Supreme Court Chief Justice. She came and spent over an hour with us. And I felt like I was doing a case. As I was starting to talk, she interrupted me and asked me another question. And then I said, well, how about this? And I was like,
Cross-examine?
yeah. But she went right to where I was going instantaneously, because I think she's done it once or twice. But it was an honor to have her there. And her husband is a minister, and we're going to use his services as well. I'm kind of a Baskin Robbins recovery kind of guy. I'll take whatever it is, whether you need Christianity, Judaism, Buddhism, whatever, we are going to offer, because I'll do whatever I can to get this done. So these are the stats. So you have a really comprehensive statistical analysis of everything we've done since October 24 to July 25. And you see what we've done, how many patients we've seen, the demographics. Our opioid use disorder patients are, I think, about what, about 20-some%?
Opioid, no,
Or
about
80-some%. We have meth use, which makes up almost all the others. I don't care about THC. I grew up in the 60s. So, I mean, I really don't care about that. So this might be something that you can see what we're doing, but the focus of all this is the vulnerable population. That's the whole point there. The commercial.
So do you specifically target substance abuse, people with substance abuse, or they just end up there?
They end up there. We will take anyone. If you walk through the doors, it doesn't matter if you stubbed your toe last night, if you think you broke your arm, or if you are down in the trenches and you need help getting clean off of a substance. We don't turn anyone away. But yes, the large population are substance use disorder, opioid use disorder, coming out of the DOC or in, Tip County jails, in corrections, homeless veterans, and then just people living on the streets from both West Lafayette and Lafayette.
And about a little less than 3/4 of our patients are from Lafayette, and a quarter are from West Lafayette. But in fairness, as I said to Adam Ferguson, because his wife Amanda used to work for me when I was health officer, Adam's chief of police West Lafayette, because we're going to ask them for some money too to help us out. In fairness, probably a good majority of our West Lafayette people are at LTHC or whatever, but their families still reside. But most all the ones we see, their families won't take it back. You know how that goes. So that gives you kind of what we're doing with that.
Is LTHC helping out at all?
I was on the board of LTHC, and my wife and I still donate money there every year, but it used to be nitro and glycerin. Right now, it's like this. Something is going to happen. Somebody's going to get shot. Somebody's going to get stabbed. I've been there too many times. I started a free clinic in Lafayette Transitional Housing. I was even seeing patients on Saturdays and Sundays because the need was so great. Because nobody can see these patients.
Yeah.
Which brings me back to my comment, empathy for the disease, apathy for the individual. So to close the circle, yes, we do actual withdrawal, patients withdrawing from opioids, we do it right in our office. Why? Because I've been a doctor for 40 years and I know how to do it. I don't need to send them to a hospital to do it because they won't go to the hospital anyway because they're afraid they're going to withdraw.
Yeah.
So we bring them in daily and do what's called microdosing with Suboxone, which is an agent that's used to get them off the opioids. And we take their vital signs, we get their lab works. I guess, how do you expect somebody to make a healthy decision when they feel like crap?
Mm-hmm.
So we try to meet medical needs, like Jolene was saying, and the disease needs of that. And then withdrawals, they withdraw, or the relapse, they relapse all the time. But in my opinion, relapse is one step closer to recovery. Other programs will toss you out if you relapse.
Right.
Clean Slate does that. A lot of them do that. We won't do that. I use the analogy, are you going to toss out a diabetic because their sugars get too high? Why should it be treated any differently?
I think a lot of when we are seeing them daily for, their detox and the withdrawals is the trust factor too. A lot of them are very trusting in us. It's very non-judgmental. We have clothes if you need clothes. If you have an accident on yourself, we can get you some food. It's just, hey, whatever. We're going to get through this together. So, and then, they're already judged as soon as they walk through the door anywhere else. The fear of not getting the medication or the help that they need. And we kind of know a little bit about their background. They don't have to tell their story over again, So I think it's just a combination.
How about mental health referrals? Do you have
Thank you very much for that question. So I'm going to go off on a neurosurgeon tangent right now. Here's what happened. When Tom took our rent away, took our money away from us, what he did was I should have brought the emails. We had the emails guaranteed to us that the rent would be paid in full through December of 2025, okay? And what he did was he says, well, it's not in their original grant. And it wasn't in our original grant, but it was being paid by the other monies from the opioid settlement, okay? And the only way we could make our rent was to take it from our salaries. So we had to literally cut our nurse practitioner to no hours. So you'll see that in this part of the report where we gave you everything since April when Tom cut our money. And you won't see one time a nurse practitioner's salary is listed anywhere here. Okay? So what we did was, and I excuse me for my cliches, but if you try to get dandelions out of your yard by pulling the dandelion out, it's not going to work. You got to get to the root of the problem, right? So here's the root of the problem. Becca Browning is a pediatric nurse practitioner and a psych nurse practitioner. So I had this weird idea. Why would I hire a pediatric nurse practitioner? Well, because when these people get out of DOC, or get out of prison, which, by the way, Monica heard me say this, which is our largest mental health care facility in this country, which is sickening.
Yeah.
It's sickening. The doctors in there are idiots. And let me tell you why they're idiots. Because I sat with Bob Hagan on the committee for the bad doctors that were disciplined. And they either would lose their license or they'd have to go work in the DOC supervised.
Supervised.
Now, they weren't bad doctors, but they were, it's like, what do you call the guy that graduates last, or the woman that graduates last in medical school? Doctor, just like you do number one.
Yeah.
So I do know that it's just scary. So I had this weird idea, these people getting out of DOC, they realize how they really, really screwed up their kids. And the guilt is so strong that a lot of them relapse. So who better to have a group therapy session and mental health session with the children and the parent, other than a pediatric nurse practitioner who's also a psych nurse practitioner? That's the root of the dandelion.
Not only, sorry,
No, I apologize. So we've not had her back since when? April?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we've had, how many requests?
a dozen or more.
At least.
Because there were active families seeing her. And it's not just, moms and dads, aunts, uncles that come out of DOC. It's someone that might have been in the heart of their addiction while their kid was at that, age where they really needed their parent. And so now mom carries a lot of guilt because she didn't raise her kid, and child has a lot of resentment to parent because they weren't around when they needed them the most. So it's not just the DOC, but it is, addiction affects everyone in a family, whether you're in prison, you're at the homeless shelter, you're staying on a friend's couch, if, and kids don't understand.
Or kids that had a Narcan in their parents.
Yeah.
So now we've lost her because we had to take the $2,200 a month from salaries to pay for that. And
Third to the last page.
oh yeah, the last page of the
So the
budget.
variance, they requested that we put together a variance letter asking why we needed the rent, and then they came back,
Yeah,
asking,
that one there.
like showing that we have to take it out of our budget, or our salary budget to cover.
But Tom is, Tom can be very vindictive, but I think in his heart, he's a kind man. But when he gets a vindictiveness about him, it hurts. He knew that the only place we could draw money from was our salaries. He knew that.
Okay.
He knew that. And here's the thing, he won't discuss this with me at all. He won't call me and tell me things that he's been saying. The little time we've been talking, I'm an open book.
Mhm.
You might not like the answer I give. I mean, I speak two languages fluently, English and profanity, but sometimes that's just the way it goes. And that's how I got on his bad side, because he was telling me that there's no studies that show that syringe programs work. And I said, Tom, there's over 40 years of peer-reviewed scientific evidence. He says, well, I think you ought to redo it. So I told him to go F himself.
Yeah.
I'm from New York. That's how we say hello to each other.
I agree.
I'm a New Yorker by heart.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. No, I understand that needle exchange programs like that.
Oh my
Although
God,
Tom
yes.
doesn't understand that. But,
You have a subject,
so you then bill Medicare
or
or
we go Medicaid.
Medicaid, excuse me.
Well, we can't afford to pay to join Medicare. We can't, like, for example, if I wanted to join the 4 insurance products that Caterpillar had, it'd be over $1,000 just to join, to maybe see 6 patients a year. So we can't, we can only take Medicaid. And so I was telling Monica, what billings did we get today and what did we get?
It was $33,000.
Was it 22?
$2,200, between $2,200 and $2,500, and the check was for $269.
Oh.
I'm like, well, okay,
Yeah.
So,
pays the rent, or pays the electric bill.
Yeah.
I was gonna say not rent.
so
Yeah.
Medicaid allows us to go from a 25 watt light bulb to a 30 watt light bulb.
We really just had to look at what population we were serving to see what insurances we, was top priority.
Yeah.
and
Right, right, what was
Yeah.
the
go
most,
with, and
What's
so
beneficial?
definitely is the Medicaid route, so.
okay. So what are your other sources of income?
Donations from the Loomis family and a couple other things, but we're welcome to do that. I'm not gonna let this fall because it's saving lives, it really is.
Yeah.
It's getting families back together. And I have a hard time asking for money. I really have a hard time asking for money, but we're at a point right now where it's not for football, it's not for hockey, it's not for this, it's for helping these folks.
Yeah.
So the emergent, when I'm asking you, and I know you guys are gonna consider possibly helping us with the remainder of our build out at the end of the year and see where you are with your capital funding. But what we need right now is if you can come up with $4,500 a month, this month, October, November, and December, that would be beyond a blessing in disguise as emergency funding. If you can come up with 2,200, we can squeak the other 2,300 out. I always give options like I did with Monica when she said, what would it take to make this fully operational? So I gave her that one with the bathroom, and then I felt we could be operational without that bathroom, but we do need it, but we could still be operational. So I wanted to give you guys options. And then we included
Who
some,
owns the building?
what's that?
Who owns the building?
Stan Miroff, he owns a bunch of, where Joe's Pancake House is and all that.
Okay.
Four Guns, Joe's Pancake, PPG, Paints.
Right.
And I'm good friends with all of them, like, the girls that run the paint thing, I brought them in contraceptives.
Oh,
Nice. Yeah. Because you're on the back end of them, right?
Yes,
Okay.
we are looking, if you look out our front door, you're looking right at Von Tolbert's
Okay,
house.
yeah, I know
It
exactly
used
where
to
you are.
be Indoff, office furniture.
That's what I thought was the
Yeah.
office furniture place, yeah.
All of you are welcome anytime you come.
Yeah.
You don't even have to say, hey, I'm coming tomorrow, let's just stop in.
Just show up, yeah.
We will give you full access to our electronic medical record. We would ask you to sign a privacy thing.
Oh, yeah.
But you're welcome to look over our patient population. We'll open our books to you, whatever you want. We'd be happy to do that.
Do you have so are you looking at funding from other sources going forward?
Yes, we are. The one grant that a Purdue professor is helping us write, she's the assistant head of psychology. She's a PhD clinical psychologist and a professor. Her name is Jenny Brown. We have 150 over 2 years,
Yeah,
right? Yeah, 75,000 a year for 2 years. It'll go to expand our resources, meaning we'll be able to have 2 recovery coaches, peer coaches. We'll be able to
Salaries.
have, just salaries, and also, what was the other one? What was the other one she put in there? We'll be happy to supply with that whole grant, but there were a couple,
So you have
2 recovery coaches.
Becca's other half, the
Half
other
of-
half of Becca's stuff. You can't get a psychiatric nurse practitioner for less than $120 an hour.
Yeah.
Becca has agreed to do it for $100.
What about the opioid settlement grant?
Yep.
Isn't there a new
opioid
round?
settlement funding we're getting, that's what you'll see here.
Yeah.
Everything we've submitted to opioid settlement since April.
Okay,
Okay.
and that's just a big pot of money somewhere.
It's a reimbursement grant.
So we
Oh, you have to
So you have
spend
to,
it.
you have to have the cat, yeah.
So you have all of those numbers that we've received.
I thought there was a new round of funding.
So the city of Lafayette, their application is due on September 30th. We are working on that. It's us. We see every patient.
Sure.
So it's hard for us to
Hence the 130.
to write I'm not a grant writer.
Yeah.
I've never written a
But
grant.
you did a great job on the spreadsheet today.
Yeah.
And so between seeing all these patients, trying to get the grants, trying to get everything we need, it's just a lot.
Mm.
How many patients are we seeing on average per week?
70,
Oh, wow.
Just you?
Oh,
No,
the
but
two of us.
okay.
So like a normal patient appointment is they show up, I call them back, I kind of get, their chief complaint, all vitals, ask if there's changes to medications. Then I go out, give him a little report, and then we go in and then I dictate and scribe the appointment.
But we kind of do that intentionally, so they have to tell their story twice, so they're more comfortable when I walk in and tell it. See what I'm saying? Listen to Jar a little bit. So, but I did just a couple things from some patients. They always address it, Dr. Loomis, but it's not Dr. Loomis. It's Dr. Loomis, Jolene, and Brooke. And Brooke, as you met, was in DOC for 7 years.
she was the one at the front, right?
Yep. And the first time I met her, she called me every name I could think of. So I turned to her and said, "You want to work for me?" And she said, and she just goes, "You're I said, you can do better than that. My wife does better than that by 6 o'clock in the morning. I said, come on, give me something. Give me something I can work with. So, yeah, but that's important because she's got a lot to learn, but during the time that she's been with us, I insisted that she get a recovery coach, so now she's a certified peer recovery. And I promised Jolene if she came to work with me that I would pay for her RN. And she's now in nursing school.
Great.
It's awesome.
And I apologize if I've taken too much of your
No.
time. I thought this would
Because
be
I
about 10
believe
minutes.
that's based
Yeah,
on.
okay,
research.
so-
We don't expect an answer
But
tonight.
if you
I
wanna
just
take,
want to let you know. this
Yeah.
is
Rainer,
Yeah,
emergency.
the rest of it can
We
be.
need a minimum of 2,200, but 4,500
because that
would be.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, let us look at our.
We gotta look at our budget and then,
what we
Yeah,
have
and that
going
can-
on.
Yeah.
Because we're
'Cause that's-
working on next year.
yeah,
We're gonna have to. do
Yeah.
financial
We
this year.
take 1,000, that would be
Yeah.
even more. We do whatever we,
Whatever we
anything that would
could.
help us.
Yeah, we're looking at our service agreement dollars, what's left for this year. And
This was left, it was
Yeah.
for either one or it could
Yeah.
be a combination.
yeah, I think it's manageable. All
It's just
3
over-
month, 1 month, 1 month to 3 months, we can manage, but we wouldn't have to draw up in a service agreement with our attorney.
yeah, uh-huh.
But whatever the board feels comfortable, if we want to do. I know October's around the corner, so.
Yeah,
Okay. Well,
yeah.
Anything.
it's an important service.
Okay.
We need to.
Yes.
So we could do October and then figure out November and December, but we could, if you
Do the
want to
full
do
of October?
approval
Okay,
for October, we can push that through.
okay,
Okay,
let's do that. We can do October, the full, yeah.
That would be-
And then we'll look at our budget and see like what else we could do.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Even if you could just, help us a little bit in November, December, just a minimal amount, 'cause we are starting to see Medicaid money coming in.
Good.
And I give you my word, and I've said this to the opioid settlement, and if we start getting more Medicaid money in, I won't ask for a cent.
Yeah.
Because I was the very first chairperson of the very first opioid reimbursement. I was sitting there on my phone and I heard, there were like 20 people in the room, all in favor say aye. And aye, what is it? Well, we just voted you as head of the committee. Like, what?
Yeah.
Congratulations, I'm glad you volunteered.
Yes, I know. And one of the things we do, like I said, we see a lot of disabled vets that won't go to the VA. When I was in Vietnam, I was a Navy SEAL, back when SEALs were just an SE, didn't even have the ALS yet on it. But they come to me because they know that I'm a veteran, they know that I was in Special Forces, and they trust me.
Yeah, it seems like you're a judgment-free zone, which is
Very
something
much
that's like,
so.
And
that a lot of people need in this.
also,
Yeah.
this rubs our favorite commission the wrong way. We do gender affirming care. We have 2 patients that we're doing gender affirming care with right now. We offer, as I said to Monica, this crazy concept of, reproductive rights. I know it's crazy that women should have non-judgmental control over the reproductive rights.
It's crazy, right?
I know. We have birth control that we got for free. We got tons of that. We've got Plan B.
Oh,
We have all of those things.
Oh, cool.
So we do that. We have two in the gender affirming care right now that are doing wonderful. But she's living behind the woods in Nam.
Okay.
So she is making her way by having sex for food and money. So it's not unusual on a weekly
Yeah.
basis. How much do I dole out of my wallet?
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
unusual that I'm $20 $4 or 5 times a day. These people. And I say, look, I know you're going to use drugs, but for damn sake, get a cheeseburger.
Yeah.
So even if they buy their drugs, at least they get something to eat.
Yeah.
Right.
So I won't take up any more of your time. You guys
All
have been
right.
awesome. Thank you so much.
We'll take care of October, okay?
Yeah.
And then,
We'll talk.
yeah.
Okay.
go on.
All right.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
Get the agreement, get
It was
the-
very nice meeting you all.
Yes, you too.
We'll do October
Thank
one.
you.
Monica has my home, or has my cell number. So
Okay.
Yeah, I'll pass it on to
Awesome.
you guys.
call me anytime, and I really would encourage you. You need to come out and see what we do to get the full flavor. You really
Yeah.
do.
Okay,
This is gonna be.
Yeah, thank you so much.
I'll get some information.
Thank you for
you.
all you guys do.
You're gonna be in the office.
It needs to be done.
Loomis, will you be in?
I live downtown. I see it.
Loomis, will you be in the office tomorrow?
Yes, ma'am.
Rocky
Hold on
will
one
come
second.
see you.
This is Mr. Riley. I'm gonna tell him what we're doing here. He's gonna give me the name of the house.
Okay.
Hey, Bob? Bob, you there? Hey, Bob?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, I'm here with the Fairfield trustees. They're having a budget meeting to help us with our rent. We got talking about the human trafficking. Where's the house that Valley Oaks owned that we talked about?
It's across the street. It's between where the bank used to be, Huntington Bank, and what was it called now? There are a couple of bank sites across from Lafayette Jeff High School, and it was one of those buildings was torn down, and that was made into a new rectangular shape. Yeah, they bought some bank property. I forget which bank it was. Yeah.
Okay, so that's owned by Valley Oaks now. That's a house. They house women there.
I don't know who they housed. I know they housed.
Cincinnati.
When I was with them, they were housing them for. I don't think it was just women, but it might have been. I don't know that. You know, at the time, I don't recall.
Do you have any questions for Mr. Riley?
No.
Not at the moment.
Is
yeah.
Valley Oaks aware?
Is Valley Oaks aware of what's going on in that house? Do you think? Probably not.
Probably not. I doubt it. I really doubt it. And the only way to find that out would be to contact Dan Aaron and ask him who occupies the house. Or his assistant Morgan would know. You know, because I remember going through, we weren't sure who was occupying it. There were it was a real conglomeration of people, different ages, different groups. And it wasn't all women. This is about 4 years ago.
Okay.
It's been a while. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, thanks, Bob. I didn't mean to
Thank
put
you.
you on the spot.
No, that's fine. No problem.
Okay, bye.
Well, I appreciate the work that you do. Thank you
Yes.
for coming
Very
tonight.
much, yes.
Okay.
Thank
All
you.
right,
And you can let them know about that house.
I will.
How many people were here?
Yeah. Sorry about that. I know that was kind of
No,
out of
that's
the
fine. I mean,
ordinary, but
yeah.
I called Loomis and said, hey, we're going to hold off on your request till we get closer to the end of the year. And he said, hey, I really need
You really
help
need
with
it.
rent.
Yeah.
And he said, I guess Perry had gone over to visit.
Yeah. So
And
Barry asked me, yeah.
yeah,
So how
so I think
are
we'll
we good for the rest?
Yeah, I
Okay.
think we're good for the rest. What I've asked Rocky to do is go ahead and release the check for October. I'll follow up with legal
Okay.
and have
Get
them
an
draw up
agreement.
a service agreement.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, if that's the least we could do.
Yeah.
Maybe just look at
And then the
top.
build out we can consider because that's more than,
Yeah, uh-huh.
yeah.
How much were you talking for the build out?
So the build out, he had given me different options. It was
I
in your
remember, yeah.
last one. So initially when I met with him, when I went to visit the clinic, he had said 25,000 would take care of all of it. Subsequently, he's given me a proposal there were two different amounts, one
I
for
remember seeing
25
that,
and
the
one for
the-
38.
Yeah, 38.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I mean makes sense with things going up and everything. So is that's to add on to their building? Is that
It's to complete the
the
clinic.
complete- Okay.
Yeah, and that's why it's important for you to go and see
Yes,
it
okay.
because he's done a lot of the work. The staff have painted
Uh-huh.
the walls and done the flooring and stuff, but
cool.
they're still finishing out the rooms and making them be, look like a medical facility.
Yeah.
So that's why it's important for you to see it.
See what it
That's
is.
when you see it, you're like, okay, this makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Okay. And then on to the budget. Do we have any comments from?
Oh, you need to open.
Oh, we need to open. Okay, so we're opening our public budget hearing for 2026.
I think you need a motion for that.
And
I move we open the public budget hearing for
Okay.
2026.
and I second. All approved. Say aye. Aye.
I
Aye.
know it's silly, you gotta do it.
I know. It sounds so silly when I have to
It
do it.
is
And I'm
silly.
like, is this right?
Yeah.
And so we just say if there's any comments.
Yeah, any public
Any
comments?
public comments?
As the only person from the public, I think it's fine.
Okay. Good.
It is also advertised on Gateway.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. Well, because we have to do that. Like we have that. How many days? 10 days or
10
whatever?
days
Yeah.
in between.
And the
Yeah,
budget's right here.
Yes.
correct. I give you the budget.
Did you guys have any questions about it?
I didn't. I looked over it like briefly, but I know when we talked about it more in depth last meeting. I mean, I think the only thing that was new was this, like salaries. But,
Yeah,
I mean,
the
I was aware of
salaries.
that. Yeah.
So the rainy days are going are these repairs and maintenance all on the shelter house? Is that,
This was like
What I-
for the capital.
What are you
Well,
looking at, Susan?
just a rainy day, the first,
This first
Right,
one, just like these
On
repairs and
budget
maintenance.
form one?
yeah.
Yeah. That isn't that what we talked about last meeting when if we needed to do any work on the house, we needed to like label it a certain way. Like so it could be either that house or this place or
Yeah,
or
and that
the
was part of the
shed.
capital improvement.
Yes, capital improvement. Yeah.
But yeah, the 100,000 can cover both buildings and
And the shed stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
sheds.
So the line item, that's weird that rainy day has all these categories.
That's the fund we're supposed to be protecting.
Correct.
So that's why
We're supposed to
Be
be
more
strict
specific.
be
yeah,
specific.
where that money is
And
allocated
restricted.
for. Yeah, and restricted. So that makes sense to me.
And it should be
And-
capital outlays, not capital outlets, perhaps. I don't know if that matters.
I think it's outlays. And
Yeah.
I believe these are the
Line
categories.
item.
Yeah, I think it's outlays. And I think the categories are supplied by Gateway. Is that
Okay.
correct,
Yeah,
Rocky?
it's all set ahead of time.
Set ahead of time.
And that's why it's what you don't, yeah. Look at a lot of, they always have,
The like
if it's a
letter.
one, it'd be
From
salaries
the
or the original, but there isn't any for this. So it's 2, which is shelters, 3 is supplies or repairs and maintenance, and 4 is where you're paying for actual big building or parts of what would go for a building.
Are you looking at the line item
Line item
code?
Yeah,
code,
yeah,
yeah.
Okay.
line item codes. That's true across the whole budget. You know, you see 1A through that. That's all salary. You know, and the next one down with the general. And if you go through that each time, you see that that's how it goes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But
Well, I was just thinking, because the spelling was wrong there. So
Where?
that's
Oh, building?
under line item, under.
Outlets.
rainy day.
Instead of outlays, yeah.
Sorry. I will fix it.
Okay, so I'm just more
Where?
looking for,
In a line
It
item.
says outlets.
yeah.
Oh, that's why
I saw
was
it as
like-
outlays over here, and I was like,
Yeah.
wait a minute, yeah. But
That's
no.
why I wasn't following Susan. I was
Yeah.
Like it says outlays, but
Yeah, you got
okay.
a charge out of that one. Yeah, anyway, sorry about that.
So that was not supplied that you
Okay.
typed in,
Outlets.
Rocky.
Those ones
I
are-
may have.
Okay.
I will double check, but I've already
'Cause
marked
those
it
seem
that I
pretty-
need to correct that.
Yeah.
And anyway, we're just going over it.
And so at this point, there was a lot of spitballing in this budget to try and get the capital improvements.
Yeah, basically these are our best estimates for the next 12 months.
Yeah.
And really it's 18. It's the remainder of 2025 and
then
then
2026.
2026.
Yeah.
So, well,
Yeah.
this is, no, it's the budget for 26.
Correct. This is, yeah, so yes, we are our best estimate for 2026. But if you look at like your Form 4B, which is the kind of the granddaddy of them
Mhm.
all, it gives you your
That's the one you got
budget
to turn
estimate.
in.
Yes, that's the one that we
Did you
submit.
see that?
It's got our budget estimate for the remainder of the year. It also has our proposed tax rate.
Okay.
That's the big one, Form 4B. Yes,
Yeah.
that's the one that gets submitted to the state. Rocky, is there I'm sorry, I interrupted you. Is
No,
there
that's
anything
okay.
else that you wanted to point to
Well,
or?
I was looking for just
Identify.
I mean, we've got the numbers in place, and yes, the CIP amounts are integrated into the budget you see for that year. Is there any questions as far as you see that, but you'd have to buy a lot of outlets, to that,
Yeah.
outlays, yes. So-
Okay, I see one of, and maybe this stuff doesn't matter, but.
Yeah.
Under,
What page are
that
you on?
last section on page 4,
Okay.
under cemetery.
Oh,
Cemetery supplies is not capitalized, whereas everything else is in
Okay, I will work on
the
that.
table. But I don't know if that matters.
Oh, okay.
Just the data entry, we'll fix it.
Okay,
Happen.
And-
Super.
And I do want to update you, the CIP has been uploaded and submitted to the state. September
Okay.
30th is the deadline. If we went,
That's right.
if we
Okay.
missed it, we were not going to get any money next year.
okay, good on you for not
But it's
missing it.
Yeah.
submitted and everything.
It's submitted.
They don't
it's
have
a
like the
negative-
option to like say no, right? It's just like you're telling them this is what.
Yes,
Okay.
there is
They're not
no,
like, no.
the requirement is that you submit a
Submit it to
CIP.
show where your money's going.
Right.
And they're not like, no, you can't
Yeah.
do that. Okay.
Correct.
Cool.
So, I'm moving on because
Sure. Where are we?
we'll probably have to do cleanup at the end of this year and next year.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, that's always the case. Yeah.
So then on budget form 2, estimate of miscellaneous revenue, I kind of see how we're roughly, July 1 to December 31, that's half the year for 25. And then 26 it should be, I don't know, approximately double, maybe. I was surprised
Yeah,
that local income tax
I'm here.
is
Oh.
No.
not, is significantly below double. So are you just trying to be conservative in your estimates?
Rocky, do you have a
Okay,
better
I'm not-
answer for this?
Run it
'Cause
by me.
We're looking at our miscellaneous revenue, our estimates. So Susan pointed out, when we look at that last half of the year for 2025, it's 164. So we would expect it to be double that roughly for 26, but it's not. Are we just being conservative in our estimates?
Well, when we put the numbers in, they were saying, it doesn't necessarily have to be accurate, but, but yeah, I mean, we're kind of guessing at what we think we're going to, let me rephrase that. The numbers we have here listed, and this is for the last half of the year, what we got coming in. This is the expected numbers that we should be receiving. These aren't always what we will get. It could be more or less depending on situations, caps, things that change. But mostly this is a conservative number. So I think we'll have more if we have any.
For this year or next year?
Oh, next year? No.
Because remember, our lit numbers were going to be higher than what we anticipated, but is that reflected in this
We found the lit.
It's up toward the
top?
Yeah, I see it. Yeah, that's
general.
actually, yes, it was less than what we are going to get now because this was before they actually gave us what they expected to have or what we expected to receive, and that number is higher than what we received this year. So
Okay,
that
so it should
70
be more
would be-
like 150-ish.
Something of that nature, yes, because it has gone up. It would be at least 146 right there is doubling 73,000 from July 1 to December 1, 25. That's half the year. Okay, it will be definitely 146 for sure. And that's not, no, that's right. So actually, we're expected to be higher every year. We've received in May an extra at least $15,000 because it's just overflow and they give it to us then. So it's going to be higher than that. So yes.
So what the SB1 lowered the amount we would receive from property.
Correct.
And is that reflected?
No, we won't see it affect us till 27.
That's what I thought. Yeah,
Okay,
27,
good,
yeah.
thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so that.
And even then, our estimates are that the cuts will not be as deep as some of our
Other towns. Yeah,
municipalities.
like we'll be, like our
Is
township
that
will
is
be
that
okay,
an accurate
yeah.
statement,
I would
Rocky?
think that's true. Yeah,
Yeah.
considering what we've been listening and hearing from people, yes. And even who'd we talk to? Miranda, yes. We had a conversation then. So, and I tried to be a little bit conservative just because I'd rather it be higher, get more than what we expect, than not have at least enough, as much as what we think we're going to get. So you can see that the aircraft in the township fire 111, but that was because we're dropping the percentage. It's not only going to be 18,000 on
Oh, you're
R114.
going back to budget form
number
two.
2 estimate of revenues. What fire ship, township fire and EMS R114. This year half of the year we're expecting 18,260, and we're expecting for the whole year 13,000.
It is the miscellaneous revenue.
Oh,
Sorry.
Yeah,
You were-
that's what we were talking about. I thought.
Yeah,
One
sorry.
for
I
R1.
thought you were jumping.
No.
Okay. We're
So
still on this.
So
it's
this
going to be less
aircraft
because we cut our
excise-
percentage.
This aircraft excise, that's for people who own claims who live in Tippecanoe County, is that correct?
I don't know.
Vehicle and aircraft, I would think it's both. I don't know. That's
But then you have the
commercial vehicle.
CVET.
Whoa.
But then you have the CVET. Isn't that the commercial vehicle?
Yeah, but that would be, I would think that'd be semis.
Hmm.
Or vehicles that are operating for business purposes.
I see.
And that's why aircraft is, it could be,
So,
but we're not sure. I'm not.
so, and I'm curious about, because now so now I have the pleasure of listening to aircraft fly over my house a few times in the morning. And are they paying any tax? It seems like they should be contributing to this.
Well,
That's something
I
I'm.
don't even
I
know who
need
you would
to-
ask that to. Like,
Oh, yeah, there's plenty of people to ask. I mean, our field representative from
yeah.
DLGF would know.
I mean, shouldn't the county get something out of that when everyone
sh-
here has to put up with?
They should. I mean, we get the same
Yeah.
tax.
And aren't
Dollars.
they spraying chemtrail shit all over? Excuse me.
Probably, maybe, I don't know, yeah. I don't know, something.
Oh, yeah.
That was, I was making it.
Maybe,
up.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. They're big. When I see them flying over, I'm like, wow, that's huge.
No, I hear them.
Recent.
Yeah.
They wake me up.
I don't hear them.
they come
Well,
over
I'm
well,
right in the
yeah.
path,
Oh,
like, so
Yeah.
they all kind of fly over our neighborhood over here,
Okay.
like, yeah.
Aircraft go right down our driveway heading to Purdue. I mean, that's been forever. So the big
Yeah.
planes, they feel like they're
I
on
know,
top of
when
you.
I saw the first one in the sky, I was like, "You're not supposed to be here, right?" Because it was really close.
What are you doing?
Like, oh yeah, I forgot Purdue's
That's
doing that.
something.
It
now.
would be interesting to find
Yeah,
out.
and actually, those guys, I mean, SBOA, all those guys, all the financial guys, they're at the conference. So I can ask them, what is this?
I wonder
ve-
if
this
we
and
wouldn't get it
aircraft.
because
When
it's on
you
the.
have aircraft that the citizens here are kind of putting up with.
Yeah, I wonder if the Wabash side gets it though, because that's where the airport is. You would think. I don't know.
What'd you say?
Well,
Like maybe Wabash Township would get that because that's where the air. I don't know if the airport is in. I don't know.
Does it go to city or
fly
Purdue?
over
Yeah, I don't know.
so much.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Maybe they do.
I know it would be nice. But, yeah.
it's a something to
Interesting
find
thing,
out.
yeah.
Yeah,
An interesting thing to find out. Yeah.
Okay, just curious.
yeah.
No.
Yeah, so, and you're saying these numbers don't really matter, they're just against spitball.
Yeah, well, and you got to keep in mind the first line of numbers is based for 6 months, and the next is based for a whole year.
Yes,
And-
but
and-
we're not, they should be approximately double in the second column, and they aren't.
Yeah, because some of them are going to go down because we cut back on our percentage of how much we're getting from the ambulance and fire.
Oh, the levies.
We cut back on the percentage, about
levies,
half, if
yeah.
not more.
Oh,
So
on our levy.
But that should be Our fire levy, this,
Yeah, yeah,
this
yeah,
is
that-
our miscellaneous revenue though.
Yeah, but that's incorporated in this line. You know, those numbers are looking at
I
that.
don't remember we cut back that much on the
Well,
fire
we-
level.
Yes, look at your Form 3 for fire.
Okay. Notice to taxpayers, that one.
Yeah, your
Oh,
notice to
yeah.
taxpayers. Because we took the max levy for fire, so we
Yeah,
could buy
fire
that,
truck,
that
yeah.
tanker truck.
Yeah.
But because we have collected enough money to pay for that tanker truck, I asked that we reduce our tax levy back to, what was it, the previous year? So
Yeah,
instead
we
of,
were doing 2 years.
yeah,
So
so
you
you
got
see,
like
you see that huge,
60%.
yeah, you see the drop
Will
there.
that
318
allocate
goes
us
to
in there?
130.
Because
That's,
we're supposed to give them like $100,000 every year, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so that's good.
Yeah, and actually this year we'll give them the
That's
The
a
whole
800,000.
full, like,
Yeah,
with the truck, yeah.
or
it
not
went
this
down
year,
50
next,
it
next
went
year,
down
correct?
59%.
Okay.
Huh?
Next year, we will give
Yeah.
them the
Yeah,
800,000.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And,
Yeah.
yeah. We're not gonna run out of money because with December, we will have enough to pay the whole amount.
Yeah.
And then before that happens, we'll get more money.
Yeah. We'll build that account back up for
Mhm.
the next truck in however many
Yeah.
years. Yeah.
Now, there is an option of creating a cumulative fire fund that other townships do, but it is an additional levy,
Yeah.
and that's for the purpose of purchasing equipment.
Yeah. That might be
Hmm,
something
I think
for
about
us
that,
to
yeah.
talk about next year or talk to the
Not-
chief about,
yeah,
it might
and
be
it
another
would be-
trustees.
Yeah, and it
Thing.
wouldn't be for next year. It
Yeah.
would
Because
be, yeah.
I mean, under us, they would get 2 trucks. So that's pretty good, right? Like,
Yeah, plus the
they-
turnout gear and
Yeah,
the
all that. Yeah.
radios.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah. I think maybe it's a thing to talk to the chief about, like if that's something they think is needed for the next trustee or something.
Yeah. I know the mayor's not particularly interested in levying or increasing more
Yeah.
taxes, so. In conversations we've had.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the budget estimate, financial statement, proposed tax rate. This is the next.
Yeah, that's the biggie.
4B.
Correct.
The big old,
So this
the big
has to, has it been submitted yet or?
It cannot be submitted until the budget is adopted.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we adopt it next meeting?
Correct.
Okay, cool.
But this meeting is an opportunity for the public
Public
to
to
come.
comment and be like, no.
Yeah,
that's
say,
better,
hey,
no,
what's going on with
let me
this?
give
Like,
you more now." Yeah.
we want to give you more money.
You
Money
never
made-
know what they want to say.
Now, you will see when you look at the Form 3, the notice to taxpayers,
Mm-hmm.
it is an inflated budget because we are releasing the $800,000
Yeah.
to the fire department. So,
So for the budget year 2026, halfway down the first page, revenues, advertised amount 0.
you're looking at your rainy day. Look at the top, Susan.
Okay, so
Oh,
nothing's
right.
going
That's
into
per
rainy
account.
day.
Yeah,
No.
yeah. I know. When I looked at it, I'm like, wait, what? But it's because you're looking at the rainy day fund.
Rainy
So
day fund.
look up here to see what
Yeah.
fund you're looking at.
And so how did the money get in rainy day? It's in there. Have we never-
Accumulation.
It was an accumulation over
So
time.
it
People
just
were
got
trying.
pushed in there when there was some left.
Yeah.
Exactly when money was left, trustees and even as library director, as kind of standard practice, when because you never really expend all of your budget, so
Yeah.
the money that was left over, you usually push onto
Yeah, for
rainy day.
a safety net. for
Yeah,
something.
yeah, for
like When
something.
we had to
Mhm.
replace the boiler that we didn't know.
Right.
You know,
Yeah, for
for
all
a
those
rainy
things.
day. Yeah.
Yeah,
Just that we're not planning on doing that this year, putting any more into it because
because it's not safe.
it's not, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not protected.
Yeah. It's not protected. Yeah.
Why is the property tax rate at the bottom 0?
I think
Because we're not levying any.
still in a rainy day.
Yeah.
We're still on rainy day.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, so that's on page.
The
Yeah.
next page
Okay,
is general.
next page is-
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. Your next page is general.
yeah, and it's still 0.
Right.
Yeah.
Because the only thing we put in there is lit.
your local income tax. The
It
general,
goes into general.
Yeah, the-
Everything is LIT.
everything that we're levying as far as our civil tax levy from property taxes, it's all going into township.
Yeah,
Assistance.
township assistance, yeah,
Yes.
because it,
So
it
that's-
needs it, yeah.
Yeah, and that's where you'll see it on the third page.
Yeah. There it is.
And the rec and cemetery too.
Yeah. Gosh. Who would have known a cemetery would be so expensive that you haven't buried anyone in 100 years?
Yeah, but it's
It is. It's
it's
expensive.
costly.
I know. It's
And we've been buying equipment to
yeah.
help.
I mean, it's
with-
just it's a necessary thing to do.
I mean, there are other options. I mean, it was outsourced when we inherited the cemetery
Mhm.
2 trustees ago. Julie, she outsourced the maintenance
Yeah.
of the mowing and stuff.
Mhm.
So that was carried out throughout until Talitha, and then there were issues with the mowing company, and that's when we switched to in-house.
Yeah.
And now we've made such investments. I think it's
Yeah, because we have
need
all
a-
the equipment.
we have the equipment, we have
Yeah.
the people.
We have. I mean,
But it
just
is
makes-
an option
Yeah.
always to
It
outsource.
just makes me feel better to have someone there that like understands and also respects the cemetery too, because there are things that are fragile in it, and you know, like especially when you're mowing around things, you've got to be careful. So, I prefer us to have it in house for as long as we can.
And I would encourage you guys, this last week, we bought 36 tons of gravel,
Oh,
and they poured it on one of the circles when you come in at the left.
okay.
It's a white gravel. It
Yeah,
looks really
like,
good.
Yeah.
Like with the paths. Is that-
Mhm.
okay.
Yeah,
Driving
where it's-
path.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah,
I didn't know
because
that they
it's-
were needing
We
them.
have to
Yeah.
work on leveling it a bit because I feel like I'm. But,
Over
you know,
time, it will.
But yeah,
you know.
And even people who are going in are commenting.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're
Apparently.
gonna
but
set
it
up
looks
to get
good.
That it looks
everything
good.
covered in the
Yeah.
next few weeks or
Good.
so. I want them to not focus so much on it all the time because they have their stuff they need to keep up with.
Yeah,
So that as they have the extra time to go and do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As much as they can.
And actually, I was just gonna do one of the circles, but when I went out there and looked at it, and the
needs
feedback
it.
that we're getting is like, you know what, and it's
Yeah.
not that cost prohibitive.
Yeah.
So
No, it's $1,300 for the first one. The next one's gonna be like 2,400 total, plus on top of that, so 37, just under $3,800, and everything.
For the
will be
entire-
redone.
yeah.
Oh wow, that's pretty. I think
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah.
Well, good.
They give us a discount.
Good.
yeah.
That's
Oh, we
nice.
put a puppy waste bag dispenser
Yeah.
too, because
Good.
people
Oh, cool.
I didn't know
walk
that.
their dogs.
I
and-
wondered, like, because I thought about that, because I know we took the no dogs allowed sign down. and I was like, we
Yes,
should
I
probably
did get a
little thing.
complaint from our friend who
Yeah.
asked me why I would let people go in there with dogs. I'm like, they do anyway.
They do anyway.
Which friend is that?
Sean.
Yeah. Because they do anyway. Yeah. Sean.
He's like, why are you letting dogs go in
Why
there?
are
I
we
was,
letting you in there?
I was like, why not?
Yeah. They're gonna go in there anyway, so I
Think
mean,
of it as a park.
might as well have a thing
Right,
for them to
because we're
clean up.
paying, because the people of Fairfield Township
Are paying for that.
paying for
Some,
this property, this cemetery to be maintained. We need to use it
Yeah.
more.
my
Yeah.
friends just had a birthday party in there because it was
Wow.
their 40th birthday party. It's
Wow.
Yeah, she asked if I could leave it open
Yeah.
so they
Wow.
couldn't have a birthday picnic.
Yeah.
I said, go for it.
yeah.
Should maybe get a picnic table in
We do have a,
there. Okay.
Is there one?
I'll tell you
Yeah.
what.
It's such a
But
Put some
nice.
things up.
It's
Yeah,
so
yeah.
nice.
we do have a,
Why
it
not?
is a beautiful,
You know?
and it was a lovely evening.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
not,
they did
not
probably
mausoleum,
enjoy
it's
the
receiving.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. I
yes.
think so.
Well, Sean's concern was that if the dogs pee on the,
On the headstones. Yeah.
headstones,
I get that, but
that it could hurt
what's in
the
our water
headstones.
that's falling down from the sky?
There are plenty of trees to
Yeah.
direct these puppies at.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
There will be, I'm gonna let you know, and this is not part of the budget, but they are gonna be replacing the fence starting, they
Okay.
said
alley.
Thursday.
When does the sidewalk start?
That's-
Is
I
that
need to
gonna-
follow up with the city engineer.
Okay. I
thought
bet you, is
about
that a
too.
next year thing, you think? Probably,
Yeah.
with how things
Probably.
go with them?
Yeah. It's pretty slow.
So
This
at
is
the
the
bottom
fence
of
office,
page,
the alley. Yeah.
Well, of township assistance.
Okay,
When we finally do have a levy, or the property tax rate anyway, and it doesn't, we don't tell how much that will generate.
You talking about this one down here, this
Yeah.
down, yeah?
Which is curious.
I'm sorry, maybe I'm.
We're
missing-
looking at,
Yeah, that one. I
the
gotta
Form
find that
4B.
page. I had put that.
So it
thread.
should be 2.938 million.
that's your net.
Billion times 0.0155.
840? 840? Yeah, okay.
So that's 1 cent per
Yes, ma'am.
1.55 cents per
$100 of
assessed
assessed valuation.
Mhm.
So when you look at your Form 3, we are looking at raising $432,000.86.
Okay. And so where are we with that in terms of our,
Yeah, the gap in between.
could we go higher?
We took our max levy.
Max levy,
Max
that's what I
levy.
figured.
Yeah,
Especially in that category because it's
yeah, your
what we're
civil.
seeing what we're spending
Yeah.
monthly.
I
like,
did
it's
not
kind of-
take the max fire levy, but I did take the
Which-
max civil levy.
I think it's okay not to take the max fire levy
Yeah.
this time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's split between the township assistance and the cemetery.
Okay.
And if you look at your Form 4B, if you look at cemetery,
is
you'll see
later on.
Mhm.
And we did some, we didn't do the max, but we did some for fire.
Yes.
And we didn't do anything for recreation at all.
No, we budgeted, but we can't levy. Can we levy
We
a
can't
tax?
levy for recreation.
Which ones, I'm sorry?
Recreation.
The part, like,
Yeah, we are moving 10,000 into it.
But
No,
we
we
are
can't
From,
levy.
from general, correct?
No, just have the money coming in. You can't move any money from budget.
Oh, that's right. You can't move
it
from
one
general.
fund. The only way to get money into that is when it comes in the door that you've already partitioned it out.
okay.
But look at our recreation. We're not levying any.
There's no levy.
Well, yeah, we're moving it in from, I don't know what the answer is for that. I don't know. Why that isn't,
Why we
did
don't
you
do
put the
levy.
money in, the numbers on, because I,
This is, I pulled this from Gateway
yeah. Hold on.
just today.
No, that's not it. 840. Show me where you're looking at. Oh, recreation. Here it is. Yeah. Oh, we added that in. I don't know that it got entered.
I think you need to enter it into.
Into here. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Well, this is just a presentation. Well, oh, there it is. No, that's the cemetery. Yeah, we've
And
got to get that
cemetery is
entered
also
in.
Zero.
We've got to enter that in. Huh? Because it's already.
Cemetery and recreation are zero.
No, cemetery is 10.
Hmm.
At the bottom of the page there of cemetery,
Next to the property tax rate, you mean?
property tax rate zero. Oh, there's a 3.
Yeah,
way
there's a
up there.
3.
There's a 3 way up there.
Yeah.
It'll probably be the same. We'll investigate that. We're just presenting what we've got. You're pointing out an indiscrepancy. We'll see about getting that corrected. And it may change your,
Because we
Form
had
3.
talked about.
Yeah, I mean, it is in the budget estimate, but look,
But it
it's
didn't
not in
come
the.
over and like here.
So in the Form 3, we do advertise for budgeting 10,000.
yeah. Well, this is the budget, but this is where the money is coming in. We've allocated it, but there's no been percentage there. And if it was, it would have been an increased number because
Because
we
we've
didn't have
never.
anything
yeah,
budgeted
correct.
last year.
Okay.
We're, so
Mhm.
it would have showed that. Unless we did exactly the same amount, then it would have been zero. But then that should appear too. So I don't know.
Did
We'll
we put
find out.
anything in the weeds item?
No, we never have.
Well, yeah, we talked about maybe doing that because it says you need to. There's a kind of, you need to do this. You need to
Yeah.
have a
How
budget.
much should we budget for weeds?
Well, it doesn't have to be very much.
I don't know.
500,
You
1,000?
just mow them down.
500.
Yeah,
Okay,
just have
Can you
something
add-
in there.
5
To what?
weeds,
The weeds.
Where?
wherever weeds show up. in the
Remember,
budget.
remember that when we do this, and this is what, we proposed that. But what we've done is and maybe we need to check this. When we've entered the information in originally, we made the decision at that time. And now you're looking at the numbers that we are proposing. But when you're asking for changes, the only direction you can go is down.
Oh,
You can't go
okay.
up.
Well,
No,
next
no,
year-
once you adopt, we haven't adopted, or the board has not adopted.
When we were discussing budgets before, the only direction we could go with it was down. So we need to ask them.
Oh,
Okay, just to be
Sure.
clear, because I keep
I think we
seeing
can,
that language.
I
Right.
think we can shift line items around. So if we
Yeah.
add 500 to
Oh, yeah, we
weeds,
take
we
it
would
out of another
deduct,
one.
yeah.
Yeah,
would
we can do
deduct
that.
500. Yes, that's what we're talking about.
Well, then that's just a transfer of funds from one area to another.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
That can be done anytime.
but we can
But the
budget for it.
recreation was, we had talked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's just an update.
Yeah, that's just the
So-
discrepancy that you were
Yeah, okay,
talking
yeah.
about.
Yeah, and were you under excuse me, cemetery?
Recreation.
No, we-
Recreation.
Recreation,
Okay, just making
Yeah.
sure. I'm trying to-
cemetery's correct.
Yeah.
So that would be at the back of this. Here it comes. Well, we gotta put the 10,000 in the first place, so that'll be there.
Yeah, so whatever 10,000 comes out to for a levy, just,
And if you're talking about that, it'd be 950, 500, and then 500 put proportion. Okay, we'll work on that. That's something that needs to be done.
Okey-dokey.
Because the number's there.
It's budget.
Like that.
you'll be glad when this is done, Robbie.
Yeah.
Whoa, God. Not that I'm thinking it's a headache, but it's just, you do your best to guess good.
Yeah.
And then you realize you might as well just use the Ouija board or something. I mean,
Well,
I don't want to use a Ouija board.
It was a big
Yeah.
change with the CIP stuff.
Yeah,
So
that was a
really,
big,
this is-
hit, like a big,
We're just doing our best and we'll get better at it.
Yeah.
We'll get better at it next time.
yeah. At least we're not stealing money like some other towns, you know?
No, we're just giving it
We're
away.
just giving it away like we're supposed to. Okay,
So now we're
so
down to resolution, establishing.
I think you still have.
the budget,
Yeah, it's still
bu-
open to the public.
yeah, it's still open. There are no, any comments.
That's all we have to do? Just
You have to close it.
We have to close it,
Oh,
yeah.
I moved that we close that.
I second.
All in favor?
All in favor? Aye.
Oh, let me,
It's closed. It's 7:32.
Wait, we're not done.
33 for the closing of that, and then
Yes.
our budget salary ordinance.
So this is the Form 17 that we are also supposed to adopt annually unless there are any changes. Now, Rocky, when you were talking about you can only go down, this is
This is a different
not-
story.
yeah.
this is a different
But-
story, but for the trustee, you can only change.
Yeah, your
decrease it.
salary?
Yeah.
This is it. This is a maximum.
This is the maximum.
We are proposing a second person, where you're talking about, case manager? No, do they not do that right? Yeah, customer service specialist. That was an addition. That wasn't there before.
So two things. I am proposing a 3% salary increase. Looking at inflation,
Yeah.
it's hovering around 3%.
Okay.
And then I am proposing two new job titles. One is for deputy trustee. The reason I'm proposing that is because I will be completing an internship next year at the family shelter, and that's going to be a 2-semester process. So I'll be gone half time. So
Yeah.
my hours will be reduced, and I need somebody in the office to act in
the trustees.
the trustees
Okay.
role.
And that was going to be Rose.
Yes. I'm just asking for $1 increase, $1 an hour increase
Okay.
for her. And I am proposing a part-time customer service specialist. As you know, we've gotten a number of appeals. Kind of a common theme throughout is that our clientele, or particularly the clientele that's been denied, their complaints are that they're not being answered satisfactorily
Yeah.
as far as communication. So I had someone we helped. So this was a client, but this is also someone I know who said to me, "Hey, Monica, I'd like to propose something to you." She
Mhm.
said, "I've been doing customer service for over 20 years. I'd like to offer a proposal."
Okay.
And I said, I'm intrigued by this proposal of a customer service person. She is on disability. She can only work part-time. So she sent me a proposal of what the job would entail, which is basically just being a customer service rep for the township. She would only work part-time because that's all she can manage with a disability. I asked her for professional references. She has given them to me. I have not followed up with the references because I told her, look, this is not a position we've budgeted for
Yeah.
this year. I need to bring it to the board and talk to them about it because it's not something that's been budgeted this year. I said, if you can wait, I'll let you know, but I have to bring it to the board first because it's not something that's been budgeted. It's not a title that we've had before.
We also didn't budget it for next year. So no matter what, somewhere along the line, we're gonna have to make a change to the budget next year
Yeah.
after it's all done. Can accept it
Another one.
and, make an addition. Unless you pull it out of something else, which I can't see. So
Yeah.
just to let you know,
Yeah,
there's
that's
gonna be a
coming.
2-step process for next year.
She has to remain at $400 a week.
Yeah. hmm And I mean, I'm assuming that's going to be very helpful from what's going on. Because I mean, I know you guys aren't sometimes even able to answer the phone, but
Or sometimes our phones are going off,
Off
and
the
and
hook,
that's
yeah.
even pulling in the sub to help us.
Yeah, I
just the
remember
first week. Jane is just covering us the first week, and I think also benefiting from her experience of going through this process
Yeah.
herself.
Uh-huh.
She understands, what we've asked, what we need her to bring, and she's like, I can be that point person and tell
Mhm.
people this is what you need to bring and be calm. And
Do the other
And
staff know about this?
I have
yet?
not
Okay.
brought it up to them.
Do you think that there's going to be any weirdness or anything?
Probably.
But I mean, it's something that's supposed to help everyone
Correct.
and help. Like,
Yes.
okay, so
I mean, my staff is, I think, emotionally drained. They
Yeah.
feel like they get,
they get,
emotionally, or,
They get-
there's
yeah.
a lot of,
it's a high.
it is a high stress job.
Yeah,
It's a high stress
dealing
job.
with people who are on their last dollar sometimes.
Yeah.
So it's very hard. It's very stressful. I think that this is fine.
Yeah.
What are your feelings?
We may have to redo it.
So
Okay.
that you're adding, because I was hearing until relatively recently that the staff were sitting on their hands, and now you're adding a half part-time position.
Yes. So if we look at, so far this year, I've gotten 800 requests. I'm on track to hit 1,000. We haven't seen those numbers since the recession.
Yeah.
They had been.
So
I mean, when we first
Word of mouth
started.
is getting out that we're helping people. So that's what you're seeing.
Yes. Unless you look at our Google reviews, in which then we're,
I mean, people are mad when people
Yeah.
only leave reviews when they're mad, usually.
Correct.
So like
Yeah.
Well, and we talked about surveying everybody, so that you overcome that.
But we haven't discussed it with
Yeah.
the rest of the board members, the survey you suggested.
Mhm.
So one thing that Susan suggested was surveying everybody who comes in, not just the people who were helped or not helped, but just
Yeah.
having a survey at the end of the,
Oh, okay.
And maybe the customer service person can work on that.
yeah,
I guess.
Yeah.
So it's really not a customer service person that somebody did be meeting with people who request assistance. So I guess that's where it gets a little.
yeah, it's more, she'd be the first line. So, and she said, I just need a place that has natural light. So we were looking at this room, and keep in mind, make no promises.
Yeah.
But I was thinking, this is what I was visualizing. She could work out of this room. This room only gets used for board
For board
meetings or
meetings,
staff meetings.
Mhm.
I can get a longer extension cord. She'd be the first one to answer the call.
Yeah.
And say, this is what you need to bring. So there would be training, of course.
Yeah.
This is the checklist, and kind of walk people. And when there are issues with, so right now, when clients are upset,
Mhm.
I'm the next line of defense,
Yeah.
So I think she could be that kind of buffer between
Yeah.
the frontline staff
Yeah.
and me.
So what then would Rose and
Brandy.
Brandy?
So Brandy still does the case management. Brandy will still do the case management. So she's the investigator. She does the interviews.
Okay, so the customer, the initial point of contact would help.
Yeah, just kind of navigate them through the
Yeah, like,
process.
this is what you need to bring.
Mhm.
these
Kind of
are
in
the
a
things-
neutral way.
Get their checklist
Yeah.
together.
Yeah. Mhm.
And then that would go to Brandy to be like.
See
Yeah.
if they qualify, if they
Yes
have all
or
their
no.
things.
Yes or no.
Mhm.
And what's
And-
Rose doing?
And so Rose will still, because keep in mind that this person will only be here part-time. So Rose is still going to have to answer calls. I mean, this
Yeah.
person cannot handle
all
all
of
the
that.
calls.
And
Yeah.
mostly those initial point of contact is a phone call.
It's a phone call. Right. So the people who come in, Rose will still be looking at the applications, making sure that they're thoroughly filled out and giving,
Before they go to Brandy.
correct.
Yeah.
And also going over the checklist in person.
So, okay.
And I know I need to draw up an org chart and do a job description and how all these talk to each other. I wasn't going to get ahead of myself till I
Before-
spoke to you guys
Yeah.
about it.
Well, yeah, with the increased, and I think maybe it would be appropriate to write up about the increase in traffic. I think that would be good to include that in maybe next month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah.
And I can give you,
Trustee report.
Mhm.
Mhm.
see
I can
it,
give you
yeah.
the proposal that was submitted. And by then I hope I can follow up with those professional references too.
Yeah.
And do a job description and a rationale for this.
Uh-huh. Okay, so this goes under budget salary ordinance.
Yeah, it's the Form 17. It's a salary ordinance, has to be adopted each year. So this is in anticipation of next year's.
So she won't start until next year, or
Correct.
Okay. Oh.
Because,
Yeah.
yeah,
the budget,
because this
yeah.
year we've already adopted a
Yeah.
salary ordinance with everybody's job
True.
titles. So
that makes sense.
I already followed up
You
with
wanna
her and
call
I,
it a customer service specialist? I don't know, intake or.
Whatever
Or
you
like
wanna
a
call-
client, something like, yeah, something that sounds, I don't know.
yeah, I mean, I'm not married to the title.
Yeah.
Rocky and I workshopped it.
Yeah.
Because I was saying customer service rep and Rocky suggested specialist.
Because I don't know if it's a custom. I don't know. I don't know
Whatever
call them
you guys-
clients.
I
I don't know.
Client,
What's
client
the,
relations?
what's the best? Yeah, something like that. That sounds nice. Yeah,
Client relations.
yeah.
It could also be somebody calling back to just to say you're missing these things too.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
You're missing these
'Cause
things.
what you're
Yeah.
talking about is that Rose is gonna be basically more in charge of what's going on in the office and, the cheerleader, if you will. Right now, what I hear, there's times, especially at the beginning of the month, I'm hearing, but I'm in the back, and I
Yeah.
try to stay out of it, but the phone starts ringing, and I don't know how they're not pulling their hair out.
Yeah.
They are.
Because it's raining so much.
Yeah, I mean, all over.
Because if that one's ringing, then another rings. How many phones we've got? 1, 2,
Yeah.
3, 4,
Is
5,
there
6.
something that
everybody.
counts the calls, or does that have?
She's been
Tallying
logging
it,
them.
yeah.
So in those activity logs I've been giving you, the
Yep.
phone calls are on there.
Are listed.
Are
Yeah, I
logged
thought I
on
saw
there.
that, Yeah.
Mhm.
And the ones they make too, right?
No, just the
Just in case.
incoming.
Just the
Yeah,
Just
so that's not
incoming.
even that.
Phone, so maybe that should be part of it, that should be it.
Yeah, you don't know. And that could be part of the job description.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, the title could just be client relations specialist.
Yeah.
And then in the job description, we
Make
can lay that
Things
out.
Like, yeah. What we need. Yeah. Okay. I think
And I think,
we're
you know,
seeing the need for it for sure.
yeah. And I'm also getting the criticism too about, maybe this is
A
something
little-
we can work on. So
Yeah.
it's kind of a dual
yeah.
thing.
Mhm.
It's to help the office and it's most importantly to help our clients.
Yes. I agree.
Yeah,
Which is, this system is not user friendly. It's not
Yeah.
meant to be user friendly.
Yeah. No, I understand.
And there's a lot of frustration on both sides.
Yeah.
well, it is, I would have a hard time coming up with all that stuff that people have. to come
It's
up
hard.
with.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, I know the reason is so you give up. It really is.
Well, and even at the training today, there was a really excellent training on the do's and don'ts of township assistants.
Yeah.
And every township's different.
Yeah.
But what I heard at my table was that townships look at people's social media as part of
Oh
the
my God.
investigative process. And I
I
was
don't know
like,
how you guys would have time to do that. Like, you mean,
I don't want to do that.
I don't want to do that.
And
either.
then-
Look at it for what?
Just to make sure you're spending your money. where you
Yeah,
need to be
like if
spending
they're
your
on
money.
vacation, they want to see, are they?
I feel like that would show in records. I mean, honestly, if someone's gonna go that deep to hide things, let them.
And there was another township that said
They
that
must be bored.
they make their clients read Dave Ramsey
Oh my
book.
gosh, that should be illegal.
And get this, then they have to write an essay about it.
That should be illegal.
So I'm just shaking my head as I'm hearing this.
Those people should be looked into.
So yeah, a lot of variance, a lot of when clients call
Someone-
me and they're
yeah.
like, "Is WIA gonna help me on this first month?" No, you're gonna have to call them because
Yeah.
I don't think they'll make you read a Dave Ramsey book and write an essay, but
I don't know who Dave Ramsey is, and it sounds like it's a good
He's
thing.
not
he's a
pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Don't make any debt guy. Like, no, yeah, he
Yeah, I
demonizes poor people. Like,
I
he
heard
really
that
does.
today.
Yeah,
It's like,
because God forbid that. Yeah, God, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I move to approve the resolution for our salaries
2026.
for 2026.
I'm gonna, because staff were sitting on their hands, there were,
but remember, I also reduced staff
Yeah,
and I reduced
and
hours.
you reduced
yeah.
hours.
Correct.
When that was
And
happening.
kept the salaries the same as you reduced hours.
Because yes, I did not want them to lose.
Yeah, which
Hey.
Yeah.
I understand that, but that's put them in now a position where in fewer hours, they're handling a much larger
Mhm.
contact situation. So
Yeah.
it kind of,
You're right. I don't know.
It's
what-
hard to like
I-
what to
I
know
mean-
the happy like balance is. It's
Yeah.
just like when people are coming in because they weren't before and there wasn't,
Mhm.
but now it's ramping up.
Yeah. So is your question, do I expand hours? Is that what you're,
Well,
what
it
you're
just
thinking.
seems like it's put stress on people because now that the workload has increased, maybe it would be better, but it's
could
just
be,
a question. I'm
yeah.
not
Yeah.
asking for an answer.
Yeah.
yeah.
I think maybe it would be beneficial to, well, I guess that wouldn't work either because we're open when we're open. So is there a way to figure out when the busier times are?
Yeah. I mean, we have a door counter.
Okay.
That's how I figured out which hours to reduce. I mean,
Yeah.
I was looking at eliminating Fridays,
I
but
remember, yeah.
but we have traffic. We have foot traffic on Fridays.
Yeah.
So it was very clear to me I could not
Could not do
close
it,
on
yeah.
Fridays.
Yeah.
But we could see, and the other thing too was we were opening Thursdays till 8 o'clock.
I
but
remember that. What do you want?
there was
getting-
no
yeah.
there was no foot traffic
Yeah.
after a certain time. And
yeah.
you know, so yeah, expanded hours may be something that we would look at down
Mm-hmm.
the road, but that would also mean an increase in wages.
Yeah.
And how do you go back to
Right, exactly,
reducing, like,
exactly,
okay,
because
we're going to expand hours, now we're going to cut your pay.
Yeah.
Well, and
Yeah.
but
It's not going.
I'm wondering if there might be a way, because you're saying everybody calls first, to have call hours, because then Brandy's not taking the phone calls.
She will,
She will,
because
it rings.
yeah,
it goes to
because-
all of them.
yeah, the first call goes to the front
Front
desk,
desk,
and
and
that's
then it
something that we'll have
splits
to configure, and then it'll just ring throughout the office.
Yeah.
The only time that Brandy isn't available to answer phone calls is when she's interviewing somebody in her office.
Mhm.
Otherwise,
Okay,
she's
so
out.
when
Yeah.
people
You
have
know.
filled everything out, which they might not come in until they have all that together because they talk on the phone, or do they come in?
They come in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they have to set up an interview time with Brandy.
No. So they come in, fill out the application. Rose will review the application with them, make sure it's filled out thoroughly, and go over the checklist. And then they bring the documentation or email it. Once we have all the documentation, that's when the appointment is made.
Okay.
Now, with clients can fill out an online application, and Rose will print those off, call the client and say, hey, I see you've submitted
did,
the
yeah.
application. This is the checklist.
Yeah.
This is what I'm going to need from you.
From you.
And that the balance of time required for Brandy's meeting with and establishing a yes or no.
Right. And there's prep work ahead of time too, because she's reviewing the file. She's looking at their bank statements.
Their
Okay, so
the
she's seen it
accuracy of things,
already
yeah.
When somebody comes in for the appointment. She's
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's ready for it.
She's already, yeah, well, not completely. Sometimes she can be on the fence and it's the interview. And sometimes I've asked her, like, just go ahead and do the interview, because she'll be like, I'm leaning towards no.
No,
And I'll say,
yeah.
do the interview, find out more information, because we're missing some information
Yeah.
here. And then sometimes it's clear the interview has been scheduled, but as she's reviewed the financial statements before the interview, that they're over our income guidelines or they're grossly misspent their funds.
Mm-hmm.
At that point, we'll say, well, particularly if they're over income, let's not waste their time, have them drive out here. Let's
Yeah.
just call them and say, hey, you're over the income. We're going to issue a denial.
Mhm.
So it's, in terms of time, there's you feel like it's balanced well.
Yeah, I mean, yes. And there's, an ebb and flow, but we've been staying pretty steadily busy.
Yeah.
But that first week, that second week, and we have stragglers too, and
Mhm.
people who are trying to get ready for the next month. And it's a
Yeah.
lot of saying, no, you have to wait. We can't
Well,
prepay.
when you present that to the staff, I think maybe start with, we've been seeing so much more.
Yeah.
And you can say the board has asked about, you know, we reduced hours when things were slower and, you know, so maybe, I don't mind being a little bit of a heavy, you know, that.
Sure.
So that when you present, and I've been thinking maybe we could bring in someone to take the initial point of contact calls and walk people through that then they might take it a little better.
Yeah. How about the deputy trustee? How do I? Because somebody's going to be hurt by
Yeah.
promoting one over the other.
Well, that's your problem.
Yeah.
Thanks. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I appreciate your
Okay,
feedback.
I second the
Mhm.
motion.
Okay. All approve, say aye. Aye.
All right,
Okay, motion approved. Then we need to sign-
did we approve the minutes from the last?
No,
We'll do
ma'am,
that.
I
We'll do
didn't-
it
I
next
didn't
week.
ha-
I think
yeah, next meeting.
We'll do two sets of meetings. I feel like that's what we usually do with when the
Mhm.
board thing is going on. Okay, well, our next meeting is October 14th. I'm putting it on my calendar now because I'm not sure if it is.
23rd today, right?
Oh, it is. It's on there. I move to adjourn.
I'll second
Sign
that
that.
motion.
All in favor, aye. Approved. It is 7:56.
I think she signed